Ballet dancers spend years refining their pirouette technique, and a successful pirouette requires lots of factors coming together, such as confidence, posture, balance, the correct arm and leg position, the correct use of the head, and timing. For this video, I am only focusing on basic pirouettes on Dehors. So for all of these turns, I'm going to be turning away from my supporting leg. The foot will be in the retiré devant position. So for all of these turns, your foot is going to be right underneath your knee. So you need to make sure that you can keep your heel coming forwards to avoid the sickle. You need to make sure that this position is very accurate for all of these turns and that you keep the position for the full duration of the pirouette. So I'm going to start by looking at the basic pirouettes on Dehors from the fourth position, as this is one of the most common pirouettes that most students will learn if they are studying classical ballet. I'm going to demonstrate the turn for you, and then we can break it down. So you are going to start in the fourth position in demi-plie. You are likely to have a slightly wider position than you would if you were practicing your demi-pliés at the bar in the fourth position. So make sure the feet and legs are a little bit further away from each other for your preparation for this pirouette. You need to make sure that both legs are turning out right from the tops of the legs. Usually the front leg is okay, but the turnout gets lost on the back leg. Make sure that you're really thinking about rotating from the tops of both of your legs, and then you need to continue to think about that as you take that back leg up to the retiré position. You also need to be really careful of your postural alignment as you're preparing for your pirouette. I often see this position, so the bottom is really sticking out, and then you have a lot more work to do to get that leg up to the retiré position. So in your preparation, you're thinking about rotating the backs of your legs, and you're also thinking about lifting up in the front of your stomach. Now you also need to think about your weight placement. For me, I always have my weight slightly over my front leg, because then I feel like I've already done most of the transfer of weight before the pirouette. You do need some weight on the back leg, as you need to be able to push into the floor with that back foot, so you can get the foot to the retiré position nice and quickly. You also need to be aware of your upper back and especially your arms in your preparation. So in this fourth position, I'm going to have my arms in the third position, so they're in opposition. So I have if I've got my left leg forwards, then I've got my right arm forwards in the first position with the other arm in second, this way. Now make sure that the side arm is not too far behind you. I see that a lot when I'm teaching this step. So make sure that your arm is not too far behind you, otherwise you're not able to activate these back muscles, which is what you're going to need to help you with the turn. You also need to be thinking about your spot. So your preparation for your turn is a preparation. So really take a lot of time focusing on this preparation, as that will really help you with your turn. So from the fourth position here, in this preparation, you're really going to find that spot with your eyes, and you're also going to make sure that the arm position is correct before you start the turn. Now I'm sitting in this demi-plie so you can see the preparation, but obviously if you are doing a pirouette, you don't want to sit in that demi-plie. You want to use the demi-plie to help you with the turn. One of the common faults that I see when students are practicing their pirouettes on Dehors from the fourth position is this front heel slipping just before they are about to turn. If you make sure that your weight is fully transferred over onto that front leg, then it is much harder to slip that front heel. It also means if you're able to slip the front heel that you're not really activating the backs of those legs as much as you could. So make sure that you're rotating both of your legs and that your weight is adequately placed over the front leg. You also need to think about that use of demi-plie. So you don't want those heels to be coming up this way, otherwise you're not really using the demi-plie to help you with the turn. And this is especially important if you're looking to do multiple turns, 2, 3, 4 or more pirouettes. You really need to use that demi-plie to help you get round. So first of all, without the pirouette, let's have a look at that transition from the preparation into the retiré devant position. And you need to make sure that the leg and the foot and the arms are all hitting the position at exactly the same time. This needs to be a quick action. Even if the pirouette is slow or it's in an adage exercise, you still need to get your foot to your knee as soon as possible. So looking from the fourth position from here, that back leg is going to pick up, and of course we're looking at on dehors pirouette, so if I was going to turn I would be going this way round. But without the turn, this back leg is going to come from here and it's going to come straight up to the front of the knee, and it's going to get there in the quickest track possible. So what you don't want to do is go round the houses to bring it to the knee. Make sure it's coming up as slick as possible, as this is going to help you with your turns. The other leg is of course going up onto the three-quarter point, so you're going to be turning on the balls of your feet. The higher you are on your three-quarter point, the easier you will find the turn, because of course you have less resistance against the floor. So when you're practicing, if you're just practicing the releve section before the pirouette, you need to really think about getting the heel up and getting right up on your three-quarter point as high as you can, as this will help you with the turn. So let's have another look at that from the fourth position here. I'm going to take my back leg up to the retiré, and everything is going to hit the position at the same time. So it's all coming together at exactly the same time. You also need to think about your posture. So I mentioned earlier that you don't want to let your bottom stick out here, so you need to be lifting up in the front of the stomach. And then you simply transfer that onto your leg. So you really have to continue to think about the lift in the front of the stomach for the releve, and then of course for the pirouette. So the back leg that's coming up to the retiré position, you also need to be really careful about your hip alignment. So what I often see, if I face you completely straight on from this fourth position, as they're lifting the knee up this way, they allow the hip to also lift up, which you can see is really going to disturb the posture and is not going to help you when you're trying to pirouette. So when you think about bringing that back leg up to the knee quickly, really think about getting the knee up, but make sure the hip is staying down. To help you with this, if you really think about lifting up in the tummy and also engaging the hamstrings on the supporting leg to really give you that length, that will also help you with your correct postural alignment. So now let's have a little look at what the arms are doing. Again, without the turn, let's just have a look at the releve. So I will take my preparation from the tendu derrière. I'm going to bring my arm across into the third position for the preparation. Now for the pirouette, you have two options. You could just bring the side arm straight in to the first position, and that's quite a good option for students that are just starting their pirouettes, maybe younger children, to really think about getting their arm coming in at exactly the same time as their foot getting to the knee. The other option that you can do, from here, you would take the preparation so the arm would come down, then just before you're about to turn, you would open this arm so that matches the demi-plie, and then the arm still comes in and slightly underneath. Did you see the tracking? So from here, it's going to open and then it comes slightly underneath before it finishes in the first position. So the end position is exactly the same, but just there's two different variations as to how you can get to that position. It is really important that you are consistent, so decide which one you are going to practice. I would start by just practicing bringing the arm in, so you can really get both the arms and the legs working together, and then build up to adding a little bit more open with the arm, so in the preparation, and then both the arm and legs come in together. And you're probably going to need that preparation if you are looking to do more than one pirouette. It is so important that you think about your back muscles when you are practicing your pirouettes. They are so key to the success of your turns. So even from that preparation here, I mentioned earlier about making sure that the arm isn't too far behind you, but if you really think on your preparation as well, especially if you are using this preparation before your turn, be careful that you don't then open this arm as well. This arm has to stay at the side of you, slightly in front of your body, so you can really activate this part of your back, as you're going to need this to help you with the turn. So let's now build up to a single pirouette from the fourth position. So I'm going to apply everything that I've just been working on in the releve, and I'm going to now add a single turn. Now for a single turn, you don't really need much force, but you do still need to get your foot to your knee nice and quickly, and you do still need to use your head. So from the fourth position, from here, I'm going to take this preparation with my arms, bringing them underneath to the first position.
Thank you for watching. I will be sharing my new video for you next Thursday morning. Please do comment below if you have any thoughts or questions, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you for watching, and I hope that you have found this video useful. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, then you can subscribe by clicking the icon below. The full-length videos can be found at my website, tipsonballettechnique.com. You can also choose your next video by clicking from the selection here. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon.